continue. L'épisode précédent était un peu plus sérieux que les autres, hein, mais il en faut bien pour faire avancer l'histoire. La façon dont le public réagit à tes gros titres aura une incidence sur ce qui se passe dans le monde. Ah oui, oui, d'accord. Donc là, en fait, j'ai un peu endormi les gens. Donc forcément, les rebelles attaquent, hein. J'ai endormi les gens dans le sens nous sommes les gentils, ce sont les méchants, et une réponse proportionnée. Ah. Le reste de ton quart de travail se passe dans le flou avec les mêmes mots qui tournent en boucle dans ta tête. Des agents travaillant pour Advance ont déclenché des explosifs nucléaires. Les premières estimations font état de plusieurs millions de morts. Est-ce que cela venait vraiment d'arriver? Tu te gardes dans l'allée sans avoir aucun souvenir du trajet retour. La lumière dans la pièce principale est allumée. Manifestement, quelqu'un est encore debout. La porte s'ouvre en grinçant dans le salon et tu trouves Sam sur le canapé, fixant l'écran éteint de la télévision d'un air amorphe. Tu t'assois et tu poses tes mains rassurantes sur son épaule. Sam ne te regarde pas, mais te tend le bras pour te prendre la main dans la sienne. Maintenant que tu es plus près, tu peux voir plus nettement son visage. Chris et Suzy, ils sont tous les deux... Je sais, qu'allons-nous faire? Mais qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire, bordel? Ces salons ont tué Chris et Suzy, et des millions d'autres. Tout ça à cause de leur putain de guerre que nous n'avons jamais demandé. Là où devraient couler des larmes, tu vois un feu, une fureur brute et démentielle. Alex, je l'ai. Je sais que tu as toujours soutenu Advance, mais après ce qu'ils ont fait, ce sont des monstres. Je dois savoir que tu le comprends, et que nous n'allons plus les aider. Alors, Advance a fait ce qui a été nécessaire. Je suis contente qu'ils aient été prêts à faire ce qu'il fallait pour nous protéger tous. Je ne pense pas que ça soit aussi simple. Le pays souffre, cette guerre doit se terminer. Rien ne peut justifier ce qu'ils ont fait, et quiconque essaie de le faire est aussi horrible que... Chris et Suzy. Chris et Suzy, c'est le frère et la belle-sœur de Sam. Donc en fait là c'est me mettre pour Advance, là c'est neutre, et là c'est contre Advance. Allez, rien ne peut justifier. Le soulagement submerge le visage de Sam tel une vague, et Sam tombe dans tes bras en te serrant fort. Il est clair que cela lui pèse lourd sur la conscience, tu ne penses pas avoir vraiment tout assimilé. Mais au moins, vous vous en sortirez ensemble. Donc maintenant on passe du côté obscur de la force. Un dernier adieu. La semaine dernière est passée en un clin d'œil. Tu as certainement dû faire plein de choses, mais tu as immédiatement tout oublié car un sinistre brouillard obscurcit ta mémoire. Cela fait 9 jours depuis la soi-disant nuit de la libération et le début de la nouvelle donne d'Advance. Vous n'étiez pas les premiers à l'église aujourd'hui. Le nombre de personnes qui sont venues faire leur deuil avec toi n'a pas manqué de te surprendre. Tout le monde est ici pour la même raison, partageant la même douleur, le même sentiment de perte. C'est écrit sur tous leurs visages. Comme c'est écrit sur le tien. Tu t'éloignes de tout le monde car tu as besoin d'espace pour rassembler tes pensées. Ah, ta petite fille Suzy, et Chris aussi. Attends, donc Suzy c'est la fille, d'accord. Oui, et Chris. Chris c'est le beau-frère, quand même, je suis pas con, c'est le frère de Sam. Tous les deux ne sont plus là. Sam a peu parlé depuis ce soir-là, visiblement encore sous le choc. Tu ne peux pas lui en vouloir, tu ne vas pas bien mieux. Ça m'apparaît mutique et serre ta main, fermement dans un acte de désespoir qui cherche du réconfort, et tu fais de même. Une petite partie de toi ne peut s'empêcher de se demander si tu en es partie responsable. Ces cicatrices ne s'effaceront pas rapidement. Il n'y avait même pas de cercueil à mettre en terre. Un an après, quoi. Même un peu plus. Un exode académique. On aurait dit un matin apparemment ordinaire, mais en arrivant au travail, tu trouves une petite foule réunie dans la salle de repos. Lorsque tu entres pour prendre ta première tasse de thé de la journée, tu ne peux t'empêcher d'entendre des bavardages excités. T'as pas entendu? Oui, il y en a un autre. Oh là, il y a une coquille. Oui, il y en a un autre qui a disparu. Ça fait combien au total maintenant? Oh, je pense qu'il y en a plus d'une centaine à ce stade, ils n'ont pas encore tous été signalés. Pardon, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Une jeune femme surexcitée se tourne vers toi et commence à t'expliquer. Un autre professeur a disparu de l'université de Queensview. Toutes ces autres disparitions de l'année passée, dernière, scientifiques, médecins, chercheurs. Elle fait une pause avant de baisser sa voix jusqu'à chuchoter. C'est clairement des perturbations qui ciblent les personnes qui se dressent contre eux. J'ai même entendu dire qu'Advance prenait des mesures pour empêcher que d'autres... Une voix grave et familière résonne dans ton dos et t'interrompt. Il se passe quoi au juste ici? Un silence envahit la pièce alors que vous vous tournez à l'unisson vers la porte. Bozeman s'éclaircit la voix avant de poursuivre. Je t'ai déjà dit, je ne veux pas entendre parler de ces soi-disant disparitions. Allons, Advance a été très clair sur le fait qu'il ne faut pas s'en inquiéter. Ce qui veut dire que ce n'est pas notre problème, et à moins qu'il ne commence à classer les buveurs de cappuccino comme intellectuels, je ne pense pas que quiconque ici ait à s'inquiéter. Il vaut mieux se remettre au travail. Bozeman se lève, Bozeman lève une main pour te garder alors que tous les autres quittent la pièce. Écoute, entre toi et moi, ce pataquès de laisse tomber vient d'en haut. Ce n'est pas de mon ressort. J'apprécierais donc que tu t'abstiennes d'en parler. Et assure-toi que le journal est en accord avec cette philosophie, d'accord? Il te donne une tape sur le bras et te fait un sourire avant qu'il parte continuer à faire ce qu'il fait pendant sa journée de travail. On dirait que, pour le meilleur ou pour le pire, l'État fait valoir ses droits pour son bien. Sur son bien public. J'ai du mal à lire ce soir, je sais pas pourquoi. Enfin. Et ça continue, jour 850. Une carrière en devenir. Tu tambourines des doigts sur le volant avec impatience en attendant Charlie une fois de plus. C'est super qu'il apprécie les cadets de la cohésion et qu'il soit si enthousiaste. Mais doit-il vraiment sortir en dernier chaque semaine pour les aider? C'est aussi ton samedi soir après tout. Tu le vois enfin sortir du hall, un sourire sur le visage. Tu ne peux pas t'empêcher de lui rendre son sourire, ta frustration commençant à s'estomper en le voyant si heureux. Après avoir dit au revoir à ses amis, Charlie se dirige vers la voiture et y monte, le visage rouge d'excitation. Alors, comment c'était? Mais t'interrompt car il ne peut plus se retenir. Devine quoi? Quoi donc? Tu joues le jeu avec un sourire ou c'est bon Charlie, calme-toi et dis-moi ce qui se passe. Bon, quoi donc? Je joue le jeu. Donc évidemment, participer au cadet de la cohésion est un point de départ pour devenir OCC. Alors on a une longueur d'avance lorsque nous postulons pour ce poste. Charlie est enthousiaste, manifestement désireux d'expliquer sa nouvelle, trébuchant presque sur les mots dans ses efforts pour te le dire. Mais bon, apparemment, à partir de l'an prochain, les 5% des meilleurs cadets seront pris dans un programme spécial pour devenir des MCC, managers de la cohésion communautaire. Et devine qui en fera partie? Il te sourit. Je vois, et que font exactement ces managers de la cohésion communautaire? Oh, et bien en gros, ils ont besoin d'une nouvelle équipe de liaison entre les gens ordinaires, les OCC et le département mieuxement. Bon bref, département de tout va bien, tout va mieux. Et ce sera nous. Les gens viennent nous voir pour faire part de leurs préoccupations et nous décidons s'ils ont besoin d'être aiguillés et si c'est le cas, vers quel département. Cool, non? Donc tu vas aider les gens à faire des rapports sur leurs amis et voisins? Bah ça a l'air génial. Souriant d'une oreille à l'autre, il se rassoit sur son siège. Oui, je suis content de m'être inscrit. J'ai hâte de le dire à tout le monde. Tu glousses. Je pense qu'on doit fêter ça. Que dirais-tu de prendre un plat emporté sur le chemin du retour? Oui, chez Troco. Puis Charlie passe le reste du trajet en voiture à énumérer tous les plats emportés auxquels il peut penser. C'est fantastique de le voir réussir. Même si un Une étincelle pour allumer le feu. Jour 872. Trouver Sam dans le lit à côté de toi quand tu te réveilles te surprend. Sam a dû rentrer très tard hier soir après avoir bu un verre avec ses collègues de l'école. Tu décides de lui laisser faire la grâce... Oula. Tu décides de lui laisser faire la grasse matinée et de profiter d'un dimanche matin paisible. La maison étant calme, tu décides d'apporter ton petit déjeuner dans le salon et de regarder la télé en mangeant. Information de dernière minute, des rapports nous parviennent de tout le pays selon lesquels de vastes étendues de terres agricoles ont été incendiées la nuit dernière, dans le cadre de ce que les autorités appellent un acte de terrorisme odieux et bien planifié par le groupe connu sous le nom de perturbation. Tu laisses tomber ta cuillère dans le porridge et tu montes le volume. Outre les magasins d'alimentation qui, selon des sources gouvernementales, mettront à rude épreuve les centres de menus universels dans tout le pays, un certain nombre d'OCC et de bâtiments municipaux ont été visés par l'attaque de la nuit dernière. Selon le Premier ministre Julius Salisbury, des prisons spécifiques et des centres de rééducation et d'amélioration ont été perquisitionnés et une petite sélection d'individus problématiques et potentiellement dangereux ont été extraits de force de leur détention légale. Tu retiens ton souffle en attendant de savoir si quelqu'un a été blessé. Heureusement, les OCC étaient bien préparés à un tel événement et perturbation a semblé désorganisé en comparaison. Bien qu'il y ait eu un nombre limité de morts, ceux-ci sont uniquement des terroristes de disruption, de perturbation, j'ai oublié de traduire, et seulement 3 OCC ont été blessés dans les différents incidents à travers le pays. Un nombre important d'activistes de perturbation ont été arrêtés et incarcérés en attendant d'être transférés dans un centre mieux-ement. Plus d'informations sur cette histoire au fur et à mesure qu'elle se développe. Tu te lèves pour aller éteindre la télévision. Charlie entre dans le salon et interrompt tes pensées, les yeux tremblants et tenant un morceau de pain grillé. Il se passe quelque chose d'intéressant? Il fait un geste vers la télé. En silence, tu laisses le journal télévisé pendant qu'il repasse l'histoire en boucle. Charlie regarde dans un silence feutré. À la fin de l'émission, un titre s'affiche « La nuit du feu ». Ça va aller, d'accord? Je l'espère, on verra bien. Alors, un peu de gameplay là ou on continue à... Jour 912. Un peu de gameplay. Alors, voyons un peu ce qu'on va voir. Mais je pense que ça va parler de ces incidents. La nuit du feu. Ok, ça démarre. C'est parti. Le soulèvement. Ah. Un an s'est écoulé depuis la nuit de la libération.
Can you hear me? Alex? Are you receiving? This is Alan James. The revolution starts tonight, Alex, and to be frank, we need your help. I know you've never been that sympathetic to our cause, but since the bombs, well, you've seen what happened.
D'accord,
They have to
oui.
be stopped, Alex. You know it in your heart, and tonight, well, it might be our very last chance. Play our tape at the second break. It's on your right. And please, when I hack in, let my message reach the people just once, just tonight, before advance can't be stopped.
Très bien.
How should I know?
We haven't heard from him.
He's a wanted criminal, Colin.
So's my nan, but she never misses a birthday.
Your grandmother's on the run,
Je
Colin.
mets danser.
Armed robbery, resisting arrest, double homicide of the same bloke. She's right laugh.
Futur leader, le programme, oui, allez, pourquoi pas. Et la douleur.
Going in 10 seconds, everybody.
Wonder what they're doing. Annoying him, probably.
Allez, c'est parti.
Going in 5, 4.
Est-ce qu'on le fait ou on le fait
3.
pas?
Good evening. This is the National Nightly News broadcasting across the territories. My name is Megan Wolf. Our top stories tonight. Future legend. It's been 40 days since Disrupt conducted multiple attacks across the territories. During the coordinated action, subsequently dubbed the Night of Fire, emergency services were kept busy at the agricultural centres, while a series of covert attacks were carried out freeing political prisoners, including former newsman Jeremy Donaldson. Nothing has been heard from the missing journalist since the violent Disrupt attack on his convoy 6 weeks ago. Donaldson was on his way back to Betterment after his notorious court appearance. All of us here at Channel 1 hope that wherever he is now, he's safe. Food, glorious food. With the last of the menu centres opening in territories 5, 8 and 14 today, Advance confirmed that the programme is now in full operation, providing free food for every citizen of the new future. What started as rationing during the 20-week war has blossomed into a social contract that is the envy of the unawakened world. Jack Tractor Pants, spokesman for the menu centres, said today that while they can guarantee the contents of every box is nutritious, the actual quality of the meals you cook depends on whether you have a touch of Chef Jordan Rankley or the culinary skills of a professional footballer. Happy talk. Record happiness levels have been reported today across the territories. As more and more former countries join the new future, a survey carried out by scientists at Queensview University reveals a stunning fall in depression, self-harm and suicides, especially in those territories which have historically faced the most unjust of indivisions.
J'ai pris la carte.
According to the professors, the binominal trajectories of the Bezier distribution show signs of becoming both inverted and protracted when dispersed over the square root of time. By applying Harrington's third law in conjunction with the vowels variation, we can clearly see that things are looking mathematically good for Julia Salisbury and Advance. Something's coming. Unsubstantiated rumours here in Territory 1 of armed protests tonight by increasingly desperate Disrupt terrorists. Despite the best efforts by the government, the self-styled resistance movement has continued to carry out a series of ever more extreme attacks. When asked about Disrupt's future plans, inexplicably popular spokesman Alan James answered, "You won't have to wait long to find out." Thanks, Alan. Opaque as always. And an ending of sorts tonight for 3 stories we've been following. A fistful of dollars. After a highly profitable year, Remington's Fist today announced the opening of their new high-tech underwater corporate HQ. Astounding CEO Sophia Remington, pictured here, departing for the new HQ built using underwater FLAD technology, commented, "We've put windows everywhere, saves a fortune on aquariums." A happy ending there for Sophia Remington. A tribe called Best. Good news from Dante's Taint, as it seems the community of scientists, now permanently trapped underground, have adapted well to their forever home. Analysts say that a completely new subterranean society has developed in the caves, with a rock-based economy, annual moth-eating competition, and a new language, or possibly disease, called Taint Tongue. It seems like Ingrid and David's team are thriving. It's just a shame that they've started eating the weak. Bruising bride. Things seem to have gone from bad to worse for Mr. and Mrs. Hansleaves, as speculation emerges as to the state of their marriage. As Tiffany completes her 10 months community service for the assault of revellers at the wedding, Johnny told a close friend that she seemed to be happier cleaning pavements than she ever did cleaning my trophies. A source close to the couple said, although they're terribly unhappy, they want to stay together for the goldfish. All that, plus we'll be taking a trip to Dangley Parts for the notice board, as well as getting a sneak peek at the hottest ticket in town. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Soon it will be time for you to help us again. Come out of your houses, block the traffic, bring the capital to a standstill. I've met so many of you in my travels up and down Territory 1. You always ask the same question. How can I help? Well, this is how. And as for when, you'll know. Keep watching.
But first, 500 days after the loss of a fine leader and a great man, the start of tonight's programme is dedicated to remembering and celebrating the life of Peter Clement. Patrick Bannon is live from Parliament Park, where Julia Salisbury will be breaking ground on what will soon be a memorial garden in
Donc on lui a fait son message.
Listening to that old bitch lying through her teeth about missing that poor bastard.
Patrick,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
we're live.
Because I'm not being funny. Things were better with Peter, weren't they?
Patrick?
They were, and I don't mind saying it. They were, because he held her back. But now there's no stopping her.
Hello, Patrick, we're
Of
live.
course, can't say that, can I, Francis? No, not with public ownership. No, with public ownership, you can't say anything these days.
There.
No, she's lost it, mate. She's completely off the rocker. I heard from an aide that... Hello, Megan, you join me here live from the what? Hello, Megan, you join me here live from the what?
Seems like we've lost some signal there for a moment. Well, we will be going live to that groundbreaking ceremony just as soon as we can get Patrick back. Meanwhile, let me just say, I think the memorial gardens are going to be gorgeous. I've had a sneak peek at the designs and Alana Marsh has done a fabulous job. Oh, OK, all right, it seems like we have got the signal back. We can now go live to Patrick Bannon in Parliament Park. Patrick.
Thank you, Megan. I'm Patrick Bannon, and we are indeed live here. Apologies for the technical difficulties there, but any moment now, Julia Salisbury will step out on stage behind me.
Alex, Bozeman here. The boys in editing have just informed me that the eulogy footage isn't fully cut together yet. You're going to have to do it on the fly. For goodness sake, make sure you make them look good.
Slowly gathering since this afternoon.
This is Alan. You can undermine them here and help us win hearts and minds. Make him look bad, Alex. Really bad.
D'accord.
And it seems like the ceremony is getting underway. Here is Prime Minister Julia Salisbury, the picture of elegance, to begin her address.
Good evening, fellow teammates and friends. 500 days ago, all of our lives changed irrevocably. Still reeling from the triumphs and tribulations of Liberation Night, another great loss befell the people of these newly united territories. The loss of a leader, a statesman, a dear friend, and a hero. Peter Gordon Clement.
Peter's death at the age of just 62, of course, announced by the team on the 24th of December, just 6 weeks after Liberation Night.
Born to a working-class family on a housing estate in Rotherham, Peter first trained as a carpenter before getting his start on television. First moving and building scenery, and then developing into the personality that we all knew and loved so much.
Oops.
Just the Job first hit our screens over 25 years ago, running for 11 series, winning multiple awards, and charming audiences up and down the country.
Peter taught us, all of us, not to be content with the way things are, not to accept inequities, no matter how small. But he also taught us what it took to fight them. Courage, integrity, empathy, and hard, bloody graft.
Across a career spanning 3 decades, Peter Clement was known for shows including Wake Up, It's Saturday, and much later, late night chat show PT, which at its peak drew millions of viewers.
Peter was by no means a saint. Trust me, he once told me he had more regrets than he'd had stolen dinners. He always did have a knack for a turn of phrase. But it speaks to the strength of his character that he chose to share with us his mistakes alongside his achievements, his faults as well as his talents. Peter had the heart to give it all he had for the people of these united territories.
Famous for his potty mouth, it's estimated conservatively that Peter Clement uttered over 1.5 million swear words during his career, though some sources put this figure well in excess of 2 million F-bombs alone.
Gripped by illness as he was in the weeks and months leading up to Liberation Night, he wasn't the man we loved.
Je l'ai eu celle-là.
But his eyes still twinkled with that familiar joy for life, that spark of wit and wisdom of a life lived for others.
Au moins, ça donne de l'audience. Hein.
Clement, of course, died from apparent liver failure after suffering from the long-term effects of alcohol abuse.
I first met Peter nearly 20 years ago. Moments before I was supposed to give a speech. Not unlike this one, actually. Only I'd spilt coffee all down myself. And I was young, nervous, desperate to be liked. And from behind me, I heard, "Christ, pet, you've either pissed your kecks or sprung a leak, but either way, you got a problem." And before I could even say a word, he stripped off his dry trousers and insisted I took them.
Ils aiment bien quand il y a du clash,
That
hein,
was the
donc...
sort of man that Peter Clement was. Kind, compassionate, sensitive, a brilliant thinker, a natural leader, but mostly a good man.
No.
This glorious...
Ok.
Thank you, Alex. There'll be another opportunity to steer public perception soon. It's really starting. You'll know when.
His accomplishments, the future he forged, the boundaries he pushed. To me, he'll always be the man in his pants cheering on a stranger at the back of the conference. It is my great honour to give to you the Peter Clement Memorial Garden. Should we see if we can get a countdown going? Everyone with me? 10, 9, 8, 7.
Ooh. Hop.
Now, Alex, control the message.
I'm not leaving, I can't!
Oi!
You two, come with me! Don't panic! You should be okay.
Resisting then. Stop resisting and we'll let you up.
Not resisting! Ah! Fuck
What are you doing?
I'm not resisting! You all saw! Not resisting!
You will damn well follow it, do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes,
Mom. Keep your eyes open.
Look at me, look at me.
Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear anything.
Yes. Medics are coming. You sit down.
No, I can't hear you. I'm from the National Nightly News.
Well, then you can consider this payback. Salisbury's still here. Julius Salisbury! You were guilty of the murder of more than 10 million people. Justice demands a response.
Haven't you done enough? Look around you. This is what your precious freedom looks like, is it? Oh, God, no.
Take to the streets, the time has come. Stop fires, break windows, draw them out. They can't stop us all. Resist, distract.
Lower your weapons.
Mom?
I said lower your weapons now.
Sent to Growth Authorization.
Come on, get out there. What are you doing? Come on.
Turn that off, please, sir. I said, please turn that off.
Ah bah tiens.
Shocking scene.
Is this not enough? You've just seen them execute unarmed civilians. People like you and me. So why are you watching this? Why are you not in the streets with us tonight? What will it take for you to get up and be a part of this? March on team headquarters, storm the building, demand elections, demand answers. Be what you were born to be, the once and future free.
That means by now. Don't go away. We'll be back after this. We'll be back after this. God, does anyone know if everyone's safe? Are the crew okay?
All fine. One was a good distance from the units.
Voilà.
Alex, it's starting to work. People are coming out.
This is the big one.
Great. So there's a revolution happening outside and we're off to dangle fucking parts.
Ok, bon bah maintenant qu'on est passé dans le côté obscur, enfin obscur, tout dépend de qui est quoi.
Like this traditional butcher shop, or this family-owned bakery.
On va dire qu'on a été menacé si jamais on se fait arrêter. Hein.
So there's never been a better time to join us.
The
Future Leaders program can help you reach your full potential.
And after just 8 years service, you're practically guaranteed a position at one of Remington's Fist's up-and-coming new sectors.
There's human effluent disengagement, stationary enumeration, the Treasury, or defence.
Or...
Alex, during this next section, a cameraman working in the newsroom who's one of us is going to get a coded location out. We don't know yet which camera he's on, but if we find out, I'll let you know. Just keep your eyes out for the fist and try and keep it on the air for at least 5 seconds. Our operatives will do the rest.
D'accord.
Pretty high.
So, again, this is your new makeup artist, Craig.
No.
What?
No.
10 seconds, everybody. Sorry, Craig. It's a no. Okay, we are going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, Megan Wolfe. Very shortly, we'll be heading on over to the final episode of what has quickly become a hugely successful feature, the Notice Board. But before we do, let's chat with Philippa Radin. Tell me, why do you think the public love the Notice Board so much?
It's real. There, I said it. It connects with people. You know, people look at us and they say, those are real people struggling with real problems.
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying to my PA's secretary as I got out the limo, I was saying, it's good for people to see normal, authentic people like them on TV.
People like you.
Yeah, precisely. Unfortunately, then I was interrupted by some dreadful wretch who wanted an autograph, but a swift kicking from security soon put him back in line.
Yes, well, I think it's really good that our screens are filled with such relatable stories. So, the Notice Board is coming to an end after a sensational time at the top. What do you think has made this show so successful?
Oh, it's a combination of so many things. My hard work, my talent, my look.
Wow, you really have a lot to thank you for.
Hey. You're welcome.
Yeah. We've just heard. Our man's on camera 4.
I have a real sense of responsibility.
Get back to the interview, Alex.
I've been entrusted with something precious, and that I should use that platform for good.
Yeah, I think that's really important, that we should use this platform to do good in the world. I agree.
That's exactly it. So I've decided to help as many under...
Excellent work, Alex. That's the location shared. Next, you'll need to give them the go.
Is that better access to education, or reducing child poverty?
No, by adopting as many as I can get my hands on.
Oh, okay. How many children have you adopted?
Oh, we're well into the double figures now, Megan. I stopped counting in the late 30s.
Goodness, that is a lot of children.
Yeah, once we finish putting them into the guest room, I'll have to put a futon in the laundry cupboard.
Oh, you really are some sort of hero.
Hey, I live a privileged life. What can I say? I mean, any child I can take on is a child rescued from suffering.
Poor children. Were their lives really that bad before?
Oh, they're Normans, I presume so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's shocking to think, actually, that only 1 in 10,000 children have a celebrity parent.
I'd never thought of it that way before.
And I'm doing everything I can to fix those numbers.
What do you think it is about your life that's so desirable, then?
Well, it's mainly shame and panic interspersed with expensive bottled water, so actually, if anyone wants to, I'd happily trade.
Now that I can relate to. Right, you better go off and get ready. That was Philippa Radin sharing some thoughts about her lifestyle. I think it's really important to stay grounded and keep everything in perspective. Clearly, not everyone else agrees, but that's enough for me. Let's go now over to Dangly Parts for the final ever episode of the Notice Board.
What a day! First the tea morning, and now to post this notice. I don't know how I managed to cope with it all. Oh wait, perhaps I do. Oh! By St. Barnabas, what on earth is all this?
Freeze, dirtbag!
Oh, Laura, it's you. I thought for a moment you were a knife-wielding mugger or stabber.
No, I'm afraid not. It's just me, a community cohesion officer, responsible for keeping crime at record lows.
Of course. Keep forgetting that thanks to you and your colleagues, violence on our streets is a thing of the past.
What's all this, Vicar?
I know! It's a disgrace. Somebody has defaced...
I'm not going to lie, Alex. It's a hard fight. But we've got the location out, and now we need you to give our people the go code. For the next 3 sound effects, 3 boos in a row. 3 boos, Alex.
It looks heavy. It looks
They don't call me the Right Reverend. Ripped for no reason.
You missed it.
It's no good.
It looks like all those crucifix classes were a waste of time.
Perhaps you, a young CCO, would be able to move it.
Oh, you're fucking us, Alex.
Mais j'ai pas compris ce qu'il faut que je fasse. J'étais trop concentré.
Looks like all those lifting classes were a waste of time.
It's too heavy, even for me.
C'est ça que je vais faire.
It's not enough. There we go. Fall back.
Enough to lift this.
Did someone call for the best firefighter in town? Hi!
Well done, Captain Evans. You're so much stronger
Non, allez, on
than us.
arrête.
Especially me, the weak old man.
It's the least I could do for my community.
No luck catching the little devil then?
Unfortunately not. The ferrets struck again last night. When Ray opened the post office this morning, he found that every single stamp had been pre-licked.
My God!
Some people have no decency.
Sadly, if we don't catch him before tomorrow, we may have to cancel the village fete.
Don't worry, we won't let that happen. Will we, Vicar?
No, no, no. Laura, tell me, why do they call him the ferret?
Some say it's because of his sneaky nature. But really it's because whenever he strikes, he always leaves behind the foul stench of urine.
Never fear, officer. We'll catch this pissy nuisance and save the village fete. Or my name's not Captain Danger Evans. The community cohesion team are doing their best, but they simply don't have the smarts to solve this mystery. But I know someone who does. Someone who's about to blow this thing wide open. Me! Blackout!
It's the morning of the village fete, thanks to theatrical convention.
I sure hope everything goes to plan. Oh, look! There's Mrs. Craven setting up her cake stall.
And look, there's the motorcycle display team setting up for a show that will be far too expensive for live television.
I'm going to set up the coconut shy. What are you doing, Vicar?
First, I'm running the tombola. Then, I'll be selling forgiveness for money.
Aren't you judging the jams?
I couldn't possibly.
Well, that sounded like Mrs. Craven. Looks like someone sucked all the jam out of her donuts.
That damn ferret has struck again.
Whatever are we to do?
Although I'm very competent, I have no idea how to solve this case.
I guess we'll just
tellement
have to
nul,
cancel
mais bon.
the fate.
Hold it right there, ferret.
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you. The vicar!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
I already have to work Sundays. I shouldn't have to work 2 days a week.
Il y a des tirs dehors.
Did you know?
On voit rien, mais
Well, my first clue was the smell.
Yes, I do
il y a
smell
des
of
tirs, il y
you.
a des explosions.
Next, I noticed that the vicar's tongue was particularly dry, almost as if he'd been licking thousands and thousands of stamps.
Or perhaps eating Mrs. Craven's baking.
Which brings me on to my third clue. The vicar said that he had no more
Très bien,
room
je suis concentré, hein, mais...
for jam.
Almost as if he'd had his fill.
Precisely.
But you managed to figure it all out from that?
Well, I also found this at the scene.
That proves nothing. No!
Get him out of here, officer!
You did it, Captain. You could say you ferreted him out.
Hey, come on. Let's go and have a party in my massive garden. I am doing well.
Thanks to you, we're all doing well.
Bon, j'ai fait de mon mieux.
That was it, the final ever episode of the Notice Board, and what a way to end it. Thank you as always to Jeff, Philippa and Tommy. After the break, we'll be both dancing and learning, so don't change that channel. We'll be right back.
That's the ads. Well done, everybody.
Wow! What a brilliant run, eh?
Ok, bon, allez.
You play our advert at this break, Alex. I guess there's one more chance at the
Ah
end.
bah oui, mais bon, tu me l'avais pas dit.
Four kinds of sausage! Hey, you! You come to the after party? Oh,
Il y a des tirs dehors, il y a... Note de segment E, forcément, un jeu. J'ai vraiment peur qu'il y ait une bombe qui arrive là et qui détruise tout. Enfin, ce serait une fin de jeu un peu spéciale. Hein.
Please, Sarah, anything.
Sorry, Mom, I'm really not supposed to say.
Are we safe?
Hi, I'm Maddie. Jenny just said to ask if you need a touch-up.
With shoes? That's my shade, is it?
Yes.
This is my shade? I'll run back to Jenny now. Sorry about that, Sarah. Nothing you can tell me. At all, like at all.
They said no one's died, that's all I can say. 10 seconds.
What's wrong with you?
She is in
Really?
tears. Ugh. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later in this segment, we're hoping to be able to go back to Patrick Bannon at the scene of tonight's shocking Disrupt attack. But first, I'm delighted to be joined by the cast of the smash hit musical everyone is talking about. I'll be speaking with the cast in a moment, but first, let's take a look at them in action. Please give a warm National Nightly welcome to the Novaries.
Hello? Doctor? Yes, I see. Thank you for letting me know. I have a decent life. I'm a happy, loving wife. And my job is well paid and fulfilling. I have a husband, John. He's due home soon, won't be long. And I have to tell him something that is absolutely chilling. We share coffee in the morning, and we make love every day. We take time alone together to talk and laugh and play. We prioritize our needs. We do
De plus en plus, là, ça se rapproche.
but the flowers of a happy life are now beset by weeds.
I'm home.
Oh, darling John.
Oh, dearest John.
There's something very wrong. I've just had a conversation with our doctor, David Wong, so please be seated. This news will make you feel defeated. The scans revealed a lump.
You poor unlucky chump. Is it cancer?
Worse, so John, we're having a baby.
How can this be?
Oh, woe is me.
Why has this happened to me? I always wear 2 condoms for the maximum of safety.
In our tiny flat, we built a peaceful habitat. Now our lives are fucked, we're having a baby.
D'accord, j'ai oublié.
Now you can't have any wine at book club.
And there won't be any time for foot rubs.
Now your hair will stink of weed.
And you'll start to disagree.
And forget about that holiday in Territory 3. No more waking up at 10:30. In fact, you're never going to get a good night's sleep again. No more snap decisions to go on to a club. You'll be lucky if you even make it out to the pub. Why can't we be more like our gay and lesbian chums?
The only glue they have to deal with comes from personal bums.
Now when I take a sick day at home,
the parasite won't leave you alone.
Complètement débile les paroles.
we're our top priority. I look after you, and you look after me. Ain't no trouble and strife, we got a childless life. No one wails and no one walls. No one draws things on the walls.
A happy husband,
a wonderful wife. We got a childless life.
We're having a baby.
We're having a baby. Changing nappies daily. We're having a baby. No more weekends by the coast. Now your kid is uppermost. It's more than a passing craze to have childless days.
We're having a baby.
Food and drink thrown everywhere. Death trap toys at the top of the stairs. Every parent prays to have childless days.
We're having a baby.
No more spas and no more. We're having a baby. 18 years on bills and leaves. Time for a whole new phase.
We're having a baby.
One more thing before the show begins. Have you considered that you might be having twins?
Amazing. The Novaries there, treating us to their opening number from Elegy for a Childless Life, which is currently the hottest ticket in the Capital Theatre District. And we'll be touring the
Encore 8
circuits
minutes.
later this year.
Non, il va y avoir un événement avant.
Come on down, let's go, don't be shy. Hello. Hi, Megan. Hi. It's an honour to be here. Oh, really? Are you fans of the show? Yeah, it used to be. Well, listen, let's get stuck in. Your amazing musical. Now, I mean, not only do you perform this show every single night,
with matinees on Wednesday and Saturday.
right, but you're also the show's creators, am I right?
Well, everyone contributed their ideas, and then some of us went away and did the actual work on the script. But no, it's very much a team effort.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Okay.
How rude of me. I've not introduced any of you. I'll be the one being replaced next. Let's go down the line, shall we?
Hi, I'm Jack.
Jim Blunt. Pleasure to be here.
Jennifer Boreham Woodley.
Hello, I'm John Sapley. Used to be in the business professionally.
My name's Jill, with a J.
And I'm Janet. I'm the youngest.
That's incredible. And you were all friends previously. I mean, what a coincidence, right? With your names beginning with a J.
Oh my goodness, guys! Our names all begin with J.
How have we never noticed that?
Because you haven't typed them out 1,000 times, maybe?
You knew? Why didn't you say anything?
I thought we all knew. It's bloody obvious, isn't it? I just thought we were doing a funny thing where we never mentioned it.
And I believe, as well as being friends, you're also a couple. couples, you know, in real life as well as in the show.
Well, oh, well, not exactly.
I'm not married to him. I'm with Janet.
And I'm with John, you lucky bean.
Jim and I are married.
4 fabulous years.
Well, that must make for some confusion in the rehearsal room.
Well, you should have seen the first draft. Jen decided that Jack would play Jim, I would play Jack, Jen Janet, Jill Jen, Janet Jill.
What about John?
Well, my character was originally just called Man 1.
It was allegorical.
It was very confusing.
Not for a professional.
After much toing and froing,
Gnashing and wailing.
And gin and tonic.
We decided that we'd just use our own names, which is less truthful.
We're also less likely to go into the wrong dressing rooms.
Oh, God, yeah, that would be very embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Of course, when I first wrote it, we were only meant to run for a few nights at the Nimbley Village Hall, but when I registered it with the Department for Culture, it caught the eye of someone high up, and before you could say overnight sensation, we were transferring to the capital.
It's all been a bit of a roller coaster, really. I'm only 19. I'm the youngest.
You really don't have to repeat that.
I had to give up my job as a mortuary technician.
Well, yes, we all had to move to the capital.
I love that job.
It's been a very turbulent time.
So peaceful, no singing.
This piece isn't.
Stand by, Alex. Censor the orange.
It's about children.
Okay.
And why you shouldn't have them.
In a way, I guess it is political, with a small p. After all, we are a solid unit, and eagle-eyed audience members will see we nod our heads to advance on stage throughout, and we target the messaging at women aged 22, well, about 35, as they're the most likely to be afflicted by this terrible problem.
Terrible problem.
Having children.
Well, you understand, Megan.
You clearly agree.
This isn't about me.
Of course, we see that there are advantages to a family unit, but eagle-eyed couples watch as the little parasites advance on their lives, and there's no time to play the guitar, get through a book, or watch a movie.
Bien.
They're exhausted, passed out on the couch by 20 to 9, for God's sake.
Very chatty tonight, dear.
Usually I'm the chatty one. Because
you're the youngest, we know. It's not a badge of honour, Janet.
Janet, please, Jennifer. Oh, well said, John. Thanks, Janet. Got you back.
So could you just tell us what is the play about? What happens in it?
Well,
go ahead.
It's a tragedy, obviously. Jennifer, myself, and John have their child, and then the story charts the downfall of their hopes and dreams.
And there's lots of singing.
And dancing.
A lot.
My character works at a menu centre for a distribution unit. Eagle-eyed, she sees her friends rapidly advance to a pit of despair.
Oups, j'étais resté appuyé
For
dessus.
children's TV advertising at the age of 22, she decides to take drastic action. I can't really say more, though. I probably said too much already.
Let's not spoil the second act for anyone who might come to see it.
Which should be all of you. For too long, we've been told that a life without children is somehow incomplete, that children are a blessing. Well, I've done the research, and they're not. Besides, there's already loads of bastards running around all over the place, so...
We just want people to have the option of a happy, child-free life without stigma. You know, when I was 14, before I had come out, I had an experience with a girl called Julia Jacobs. She was an experiment, I guess, you know, a chance to dip my toes into the...
Well, thank you all so much for coming in tonight. I really hope you keep them dancing in the aisles for many performances to come. The noble is there. And I am pleased to say we can now go back to Patrick Bannon to get the latest from the scene of tonight's horrific events. Patrick, are you okay?
Thank you, Megan. This is Patrick Bannon reporting from the scene of tonight's devastating and symbolic attack tonight this evening. An attack which I myself have been found myself caught up in.
Il reste plus que 2 minutes quand même.
I'm still a little dazed
Donc l'enjeu
and a
arrivé au
little
bout.
deaf, Megan. So I hope you'll forgive me if I seem that it's time to speak with the Prime Minister. Mrs. Salisbury, that's you. You're still here. The Prime Minister.
I couldn't leave, not when there were people that needed help. Any team player would have done the same. I don't deserve praise for being human.
Yes, no accolades here. Or Palisades. Or lemonade. Right. So, is the situation now? Are we safe?
Yes, the security services perform their duties without hesitation, and I would like to assure the public that although there have been some injuries, there were no civilian deaths here this evening.
Oh, that's good news about the Sorry, did you say no deaths?
That's right, no civilian deaths. Just the 4 disrupt terrorists curtailed by law enforcement, who were, as always, so cohesive. If I may, I have a message for your viewers.
Of course, the camera. There's the camera. Speak there on the camera there.
Stay at home tonight. Do not become another casualty of war. Disrupt have had their moment, but as the dear departed Peter Clements once famously said, it ends today.
Thank you, Prime Minister, for those strong words of strength. Back to the studio. Megan, now in the studio with Megan Wolf now.
Patrick Bannon there, bravely reporting from the front line of tonight's...
I think we need to get you to hospital, darling. Can you get this report to the hospital?
Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's National Night News. But before we go, tonight's National Night News.
Victory is in sight, my friends. You have mobilized. You have come together. From our agents at the television networks risking arrest and getting those words to you, to the many hundreds and thousands gathering to invade team headquarters. As I speak, we are turning the tide, and it is time for change. Tonight we topple their regime, and we also silence their mouthpiece. Channel 1. Time to wake up.
Out from the shadows, and they are not the overwhelming force that would have you believe. The military have been actioned, and well, it's pretty scary out there tonight. So stay at home and stay with Channel 1, because the team has assured this programme that the turbulence will soon be over, and we can once again focus our minds on building the new
Plus en plus proche.
future with equality.
Ah oui, ça tire.
My name is Megan Wolf.
Et 2, 1, 0.
We've done it, Alex. Tonight is the beginning of the fall of advance. Fighter jet, 11 o'clock.
Oh, c'est la guerre. Quelle horreur.
Permission granted, old friend. We are going to detonate. Look out your window, Alex. See what you helped make happen.
Ouais, bah je commence à regretter là. Hein. Ça y est, j'ai plus de boulot. J'ai plus d'antenne. Ouais, comme tu dis, Returning Zid. Oula. Bon, j'ai fait exprès de mal faire, hein, justement pour aider la rébellion, mais je sens mal. Une importante réduction de salaire. Et ouais, ça va. J'ai encore l'approbation de mon boulot. Enfin bon. Voilà, c'est terminé pour cet épisode, donc on s'arrête là pour YouTube et on continuera dans le prochain épisode. Donc merci d'avoir regardé, j'espère que ça vous a plu, n'hésitez pas à me dire ce que vous en avez pensé dans les commentaires, mettez des pouces en l'air, abonnez-vous pour ne pas rater la suite, et portez-vous bien, bye.